Welcome back to On Point from the Summerdale Church of Christ. Revelation 21 and verse 8 is a Bible passage that most of us probably learned on the playground, actually, or heard people quote to talk about liars having their place in eternal fire. But one of the reasons why John includes that at the end of the Revelation in chapter 21 is because he's just dealt with heaven in chapter 20, and he's talked about how beautiful and wonderful it is. But then he gives that secondary part, which is obviously the place where the wicked people go. And he makes a list of things that would cause you to fall into a place like that. Now, I know this may sound strange, and you may not even be interested in doing this, but in the South, it's really hot right now. I mean, it is really, really hot. We've had this summer already temperatures in the hundreds, so we're sweating all the time. You go into restaurants, you go into stores, and the air conditioning isn't working perfectly. You know, I've had some air conditioning issues in my vehicle, and it's so frustrating because we're used to having that cool air. I joke with people from time to time and say that it's a good thing I'm not in charge of letting people in heaven's gates, because Mr. Carrier would probably get a front row seat because Mr. Carrier invented air conditioning. But the point is, it's really hot. And we have an opportunity to use it as a teaching tool. People say, man, it's so hot. We could say, yeah, but there's a place that's hotter. As uncomfortable as we may be, and sweaty and dripping, and just this humidity, as difficult as it may be to live in an environment like this, can you imagine what it would be like to spend an eternity in the fires of hell? It's a talking point. Now, we don't have to be harsh about it, but when someone says, boy, it sure is hot out there, we could say, yeah, it is hot, but I'm thankful it's only this hot. It's hotter somewhere else. It's hotter. We don't have to say it's hotter in hell, but just say it's hot somewhere else too, and I don't want to go there. So enjoy what cooler temperatures, I guess you could say, that you have now, because there's a day coming where those who are outside of Christ will be cast into that lake of fire where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. It's an eternal torment of fire that we don't want to go there. Also keep this in mind, that God created that for the angels. Jesus talks about that in his ministry. And so for the fallen angels, that's where they're supposed to go. So we don't have a place there. We shouldn't be going there. But if we choose wickedness and unrighteousness, we'll land there with others who are wicked and unrighteous. So think about heaven today, and think about this heat and how grateful you're going to be that you just endured on earth. And when you're going to get to heaven, it's going to be a totally different, more comfortable place, because God is good. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in to On Point.